Good morning, everyone. For those that don't know me, my name is Stephen Kelly. I'm Chief Executive of Manufacturing Northern Ireland. You're all very welcome along this afternoon to our session alongside Go Succeed. Start, grow, or scale your business with support from Go Succeed is the theme of our session this afternoon. This is a very practical webinar designed specifically for manufacturers across Northern Ireland who are ready to take the next step on their business journey. As many of you will know, Go Succeed is Northern Ireland's go-to business support service delivered in partnership with all our 11 councils. Whether you're launching a new manufacturing venture, expanding production, investing in automation, or exploring export opportunities, the Go Succeed team in the programme provides free, tailored support to help you move forward with confidence. Very pleased to say that we're joined today by a very good panel to help us gain some insight into the support available from Go Succeed, including real-life entrepreneurs that have been through the programme themselves and can talk about their own journey and their own experience of the programme. Pleased to say that Grainne O'Neill, who's the Business Client Manager with Mid and East Antrim Borough Council, is with us and will be kicking us off shortly. Grainne has extensive experience in supporting local businesses with their innovation and with their growth. We're also joined then by Ruth Robinson, who's Managing Director of Full Circle Management Solutions. Ruth has worked with hundreds of SMEs to help them identify and capitalise on new business opportunities. And finally, we'll hear from JB Dobbin, who's the founder of Demanu, a Ballymena-based product design and contract manufacturing business, and is a great example of how Go Succeed mentoring has helped JB with an idea through to a startup and then to grow and scale his business. By the end of the session, we hope you'll have a clear sense of how mentoring, funding advice, peer networks, and digital tools can help you turn your ideas into action, and how to tap into the Go Succeed support that's available to help you achieve those business goals. Before we begin, just a quick reminder, with all our sessions, we do record them, and we shared the recording and copies of the slides with everyone who's registered and the wider manufacturing community after the event. You'll receive these on our very regular e-signs. We want to try to make it as participative as possible and as interactive as possible. So please do, if you have any specific questions, add them into the Q&A function or into the chat function, and I'll get to those once we've heard from all our speakers at the end of the session. And with that, I'm delighted to hand over to Grainne O'Neill to kick off today's session on how Go Succeed can help you start, grow, and scale your manufacturing business. Grainne, good afternoon. We'll hand over to yourself and we'll pick it up towards the end of the session.
That's great. Thanks, Stephen. Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Grainne O'Neill, and as Stephen said, I'm a business client manager with Mid and East Antrim Borough Council. It's great to be here to talk about the Go Succeed. And I'd like to say it's a programme rather than a service designed to help your business like yourself grow and scale. Today, I want to focus on what it means specifically for manufacturing. How you can use the support to boost productivity, develop new markets, and in some cases, access grants and funding. By the end of the less than 10 minutes, I hope you'll see Go Succeed as a practical doorway to tailored help, not just another scheme. This slide is just to give you a little bit of background on the Go Succeed programme. Funded by the UK government, representing an investment of more than 17 million. It's led and managed by the Northern Ireland 11 councils, aimed at providing support to entrepreneurs and businesses with direct support that they need. It's about increasing the proportion of innovative active businesses in Northern Ireland, with the aim to focus on adding value to existing support available to businesses rather than a direct competition. It's about providing regional coverage while ensuring that delivery reflects local and different nuances in the local area. The Go Succeed programme should be seen to deliver a service rather than a programme. Manufacturing now makes up about 14% of the GDP, with about 11% of the employment. So what can Go Succeed offer your business? Go Succeed isn't just about mentoring, there's also about support available on their website via a page called their members area. Here you can access details on funding opportunities, calls that are open, new calls about to start, masterclasses coming up. There's also masterclasses that have been previously recorded that have been reduced to bite-sized small videos that aim to give you new learning in bite-sized amounts such as AI, digital marketing, exporting. There's also a new tool being rolled out called the new benchmarking tool, which will allow businesses to benchmark themselves against a similar business nationally. They will receive an action plan which will provide feedback on how they are doing against another similar business and how they can improve in areas of weakness. There are 3 pillars of support for businesses through Go Succeed. The start pillar, generally for businesses trading less than 2 years. There's the growth pillar, which I must probably assume most of you will fall into. That's for businesses trading over 2 years. Most will be registered and with less than 50 employees. And then there are the pillar above that again, the scale pillar for those with more than 50 employees, or for a fast expanding small growth company that sometimes are able to access the scale pillar. Ultimately, the amount of mentoring support available depends on the potential for the business to obtain certain outcomes. For example, job creation, new markets, new technology, leverage additional funding. Again, the key word is potential. The business has potential to meet 2 or more outcomes, except the amount of support and offer will increase. This will be determined with your initial meeting with your advisor. So with sticking with growth, as the majority of business will fall into that pillar in manufacturing. When we talk about growth, it's not just turnover, it's about efficiency, innovation, and people. Many manufacturers are well established but want to digitalize. Maybe they want to improve processes or reach new markets. And that's exactly where the growth element of Go Succeed fits in. There's up to 21 hours of free one-to-one mentoring in areas such as procurement, export, planning, strategy, financial analysis. And on successful completion of up to 60% of your mentoring, you're invited to make a call for a grant of up to £3,000. Capital items, equipment, software, e-commerce upgrades. All mentoring is fully funded. There's no fee. The only requirement is just your time and commitment. Mentoring is completely flexible and it's built around priorities. There's typical areas. I mean, if you look at the areas in the slide, there's up to 29 available that covers a range of support. Typical areas include business planning, strategy development, procurement support, helping you win larger contracts, financial analysis, understanding cost, margins, export planning, preparing for ROI, GB or the wider markets, innovation and process improvement, automation, lean, sustainability, energy efficiency. You tell us the challenge and we will match you with the right mentor. Manufacturers often focus on lean production, digital readiness and workforce planning. I've seen firms come through Go Succeed with a clear growth plan for the first time in years, and it's made a massive difference, both to their bottom line and their growth trajectory. Once a business is 60% through their mentoring, they can apply for the Go Succeed grant, minimum of £1,000 up to a maximum of £3,000. But it's not just the grant itself. Another strength of Go Succeed is how it links with other Northern Ireland support programmes. If you haven't worked with Invest NI, Intertrade Ireland, Innovate UK, or the Smart Manufacturing Data Hub, or the Digital Transformation Flexible Fund, Go Succeed can be your first step. Mentoring can help you with writing an investment for a funding proposal, prepare for export programmes like Trade Export Pathway, get ready for innovation vouchers, the new big voucher from Invest NI that's coming, or KTP projects, or apply for the Digital Transformation Fund, which will be up, I think, early next year. You essentially join the dots, lining up the supports in the right order so you're not duplicating effort or you're missing opportunities. I wanted to give you a real-life example of how Go Succeed's helped manufacturing areas in my council area. JB of Demanu, who you'll meet later, will discuss directly how Go Succeed has helped his business. And JB was actually in a fortunate position. He's got help from 2 council areas, but maybe he'll talk about that later. I recently worked with an engineering firm in Ballymena, wanted to reduce waste and ultimately costs. Through Go Succeed, they received 15 hours of mentoring to begin the implementation of a digital transformation of their entire manufacturing process. Through the support, the mentor and the business identified a machinery bottleneck costing thousands each month. From here, they were helped to alleviate some of this by applying for the £3,000 grant to part-fund a new tooling kit. Then they used the remaining support of the mentoring to access the DTF grant of up to £20,000 towards a new CNC machine with updated software that communicates with their CAD software. Within 6 months, they cut waste by 18% and also secured a new ROI contract. So getting started is quite simple. Honestly, just type in Go Succeed NI, it's the first page that comes up. Alternatively, you can call a free phone number. Apologies, I probably should have put that on there, but it'll be on the slides when I send it out. So it's 0800 027 0639. You'll be directed to confirm your eligibility, and from there, we'll arrange your first mentoring session. The mentor will agree a short plan with you and discuss your capital grant if it fits later on the support. Act early because mentoring slots and grant windows fill up quickly, especially across different council areas. So to wrap up, Go Succeed is designed to make your life easier for your business. It's local, it's free, and it's built around you, what you need. And if there's one thing I would like you to take away today, don't wait for the perfect time, because there never is. Even a short conversation with a Go Succeed mentor or advisor can unlock new ideas, funding, routes, and growth. And of course, there's no obligation. Just call, sign up, and have a discussion and see how it feels. And honestly, I think it can really change and help grow your business. Thank you for your time today. I'll be happy to take questions later after the session. I'm just going to introduce Ruth Robinson now, who will have a wee chat about you coming from the other side of the mentoring and support. Thanks, Ruth.
Great, thank you, Grainne. So I'm Ruth Robinson. I'm the Managing Director of Full Circle. We're the delivery agent for growth in 7 of the 11 councils in Northern Ireland. So just to chat you through just briefly, I suppose, I know some businesses, when it comes to signing up for support, they sometimes are concerned that it's going to be kind of really bureaucratic or a really long, drawn out process. So just to kind of reassure you at the start that it's very, very straightforward. So to register or to get on to Go Succeed, you simply register on the website. The QR code there that's on the slides will take you straight in. There's about 3 questions. It's really, really easy. It's kind of who you are, what business you are, and what you need help with. And then you'll complete a short telephone diagnostic with, so depending on the council area that you're in, it could be a member of our team or a member of a team from the other delivery agents. But they'll determine basically what are your opportunities for growth and where are your barriers. So this isn't a test, it's really just so that we can allocate you an experienced mentor who can help you with the area of business support that you require. So that call is about 20 minutes or half an hour. Go through some details with you and really understand where it is that you think you might need help. You'll then be assigned 10, 15 or 21 hours of support with your mentor. And the key thing is that that mentor is really there, designed to support you with what you need. So the support will be really practical. That person will be experienced either in the sector that you're from or in the subject matter. So we have subject matter experts and we have advisors who have industry experience as well. So you'll be allocated the most appropriate mentor based on what it is that you need and the sector that you're in. And they'll then meet you online or in person as suits you and as suits the needs of the business. And that time will be spent focused on the area of support that you've identified. And then we'd encourage you to make sure that you kind of back up and add to your learning through the Go Succeed masterclasses. So Grainne has already mentioned them as well, but we have a whole range of masterclasses across the 11 council areas. You're always welcome to attend any of the online ones. And there are also in-person sessions. Some of those are restricted to specific council areas, but in the main, you can go to masterclasses and those are on a whole range of topics. So say, for example, you're getting your one-to-one support with a productivity requirement, that's very specific to your manufacturing business, but you would like to know something about marketing, or you would like to kind of improve your sales skills, or you'd like to kind of understand the world of public sector tendering, then the masterclasses are a really good way just to back up what you're learning and to kind of learn new things. Gives you like a nice little snapshot of what that involves. And then if you go on to the Go Succeed portal as well in the members area, you can go and do lots of little courses in different topics. So there'll be, courses in digital marketing, there'll be courses in business strategy, courses in export, etc. So there's all sorts of learning kind of in addition to that one-to-one support. In relation to manufacturing, so from Grainne's side, you'll have seen, I think it was 27 different areas that are identified for Go Succeed support. But I suppose I just wanted to talk a little bit around the ones that I think are probably the most common areas in general. The first three would be the most common areas in general there on my slide. And then the other ones would be more broadly where we would probably see where we've had manufacturing companies come through for support before. So typical areas of support, the most common areas for all businesses, including manufacturers, are sales, marketing, and business planning and strategy. So within sales, you can get support from your mentor. Again, it's focused, it's really, really practical. So say, for example, in your business, you're going, look, I've got this great product, but I'm only selling to the people who know me. All my business comes through referral and word of mouth in a really, really local area. So you can get support from your mentor, maybe to identify new customers. So maybe outside of that local area, and support with the approach. So how is it that you're going to contact those customers? What sort of emails do you need to send? What might those phone calls look like? Are you going to do kind of cold calling in person? What's expected? How are you going to go about that? You can also get support then with the sales presentation. So if you have to present the offering of your business, you could get support to do that. Or you might like support with your sales process. So maybe you've identified that you need to bring in, customer relationship management software, CRM. You could get support to bring in your CRM, get it working in your business and maximize its use to really kind of benefit your business. Or again, manufacturing, it might be around marketing. Now, a lot of businesses we find are looking for support with digital marketing and social media. That may not be the area for you, but marketing can also cover, say you're going to attend some trade shows and you want to get help with kind of graphic design, maybe for banners, or you need to come up with a really good little PDF that you can send to the customers that you're talking to, or you want to get improvements to your website so that if you're at a trade show and you're directing somebody to your website, it accurately kind of reflects everything that you do. So kind of any area of marketing that you might need, or even like email marketing, etc., etc. Business planning and strategy then, what we find people really benefit from Go Succeed with working with a mentor is to look at kind of where is your business right now. So maybe you're doing pretty well, but you've maybe kind of stagnated, or you really want to actually grow and you have some ambition there. So the business planning can help you look at areas like, who are your customers? Does that need to change? Do you need to identify new customers, say in a new geographic area? So you might want to do, some export, and that's going to come under this. They might look at what you do, whether you want to extend in terms of your product offering, and then how. So how are you actually running your business? What's your sales channels? Are they the right sales channels, etc., etc. And then, so that's sort of the strategy element, and then putting that into a business planning, like a really practical, and we're not talking about a kind of business plan here for funding. We're talking about a practical tool that's going to just set up where you want to get to, who's going to do what, how are you going to get there, what targets, etc., etc. And then areas such as financial management. So that might be on a more basic level, understanding your profit and loss, understanding your cash flow, making projections, or maybe you really want to focus on improving the productivity in your business. And this is going to be around cost management. Maybe it's going to be around pricing, margins, etc. All of that support is available for you. And then within manufacturing, we also know that a lot of businesses, productivity is kind of the key driver or a key thing that you really want to focus on. So you can get support on business process improvement. Maybe you want to bring in lean processes. You maybe really want to focus on kind of eliminating waste. So we have experts that come in. Now, obviously, with the caveat, you have 10, 15 or 21 hours. So it will be more on that introductory level. But you can do an awful lot in terms of starting to make those productivity improvements through the programme. And as well, as Grainne mentioned, new product support. So if you're launching a new product, The support, I suppose, is less likely to be around the technical aspect of that, and probably more around product launch and the kind of sales and marketing that you need to do around a new product, maybe linking you in with more support in terms of innovation vouchers from Invest or whatever it is. So, I suppose linking you into the support ecosystem on the technical side, and then maybe looking at the kind of sales and marketing side of the new product launch as well. So look, that's just a flavour really of the areas, but I just wanted to kind of give you that sense that whatever you need help with, we will have somebody in our wide pool of mentors who is suitable for you. So just really encourage you to go on to register for the service and to get linked to a mentor and start to make those improvements. Thank you.
Ruth, thanks very much for that. We'll come to questions at the end, but before we do that, it's great to welcome a great young entrepreneur, JB Dobbin, who in the last couple of years has just taken the real jump and left nice, comfortable employment and decided to set up his own business in an area where he has particular expertise. JB, it's great to have you with us, and we'll hand over to yourself and then we'll come to questions at the end.
Thank you, Stephen. Great to be able to help out and share my experience. So, yeah, as Stephen alluded to, I was in a comfortable enough job per se, in working as R&D manager at a company called Seating Matters for 10 years, and that's my background in product design, and yeah, that's really kind of ignited in me that I needed to be entrepreneurial. We were making new products, and mostly in the medical sector there. So yeah, I worked there for 10 years and had an amazing journey. In that 10 years, we found lean manufacturing, and we traveled the world to study how to implement lean in the business and implement lean in new product development, and that culminated with our team winning the Red Dot Design Award in 2023. So yeah, after that kind of ignited in me that I could do this for myself, and family commitments and other commitments aside, I left the comfort of that role and started Demanu in 2023. So we are a product design and manufacturing company, and our premise is lean product development, bringing ideas from that concept phase right the way through to manufacturing. So on the left there, that's how I started in the business in the Antrim and Newton Abbey Council area, as Grainne touched on there. Found the Go Succeed program because I was very much isolated, that there is my little office in the garage that I just got started with a laptop and a 3D printer and a little important coffee machine to keep me going. And yeah, the Go Succeed kind of popped out at me so that I could kind of bounce ideas off other people, because it's lonely starting a business, especially if it's just a service business and it's just you and the computer, and you don't get to see customers on a daily basis. So I reached out and sought some support for the finance and the marketing side of things, because for 10 years I just brought products to market, but I wasn't involved in actually marketing them or involved in all the finance that ran behind that. So I didn't really have a rounded team that I could bounce off. And the mentors that were afforded to me really helped me see finance and marketing in a different way, and really learn quickly, because at the start of the business you need to learn those things. One, to get sales in, and two, to make sure the finances are running smoothly, because if you don't have those things, then the business can really fall away and deteriorate. So the couple of mentors, especially Christine Watson, that helped me with marketing, really shifted my mind on, you have to get yourself out there, you have to be posting on social media, and that was huge, so that I kind of built up a rapport with customers and potential new customers. So after maybe about 6 months, I jumped into another council area in Mid and East Antrim, and rented out a factory that I'm in here today. So that is our factory here in the Woodside Road. And the ethos of Demanu is design and manufacturing. So bridging that gap between the both was important. And I wasn't able to build too much in my garage. So jumping into doing that was very important, to live with the ethos of the company. And again, the mentors helped me, pushed me on, and were a sounding board for big decisions like this in the business. And after a few more months, we took on more people, and were able to grow and scale the business quite rapidly, because the demand was there. People knew who we were, and we had a good client base that the products were now being manufactured in our own facility. And then Grainne also touched on Go Succeed being the pathway to other programs like Invest in I. Go Succeed are great at finding the program that suits you, and potential grants that are your kind of forte, that you meet all the needs. So Grainne, if anything ever pops up that might be of interest to Demanu, knowing that they know us inside out, it's very, very good that we get that first call, that we can be one of the first to avail of such programs. And one of those was the Go Succeed grant. We were able to get that for a bit of machinery to help us do powder coating in-house. And without that, we probably wouldn't have made that investment, because it was a huge capital expenditure. But the process was nice and easy, and it was quite quick to do. So I'd hugely recommend doing the Go Succeed. And if you have a project in mind for the Go Succeed grant as well, to get involved with that. Yeah, so now we're kind of thriving. We've scaled up, and we're doing lots of new products. So if you jump on to the next slide there, these are kind of the range of products that we're making, from modular sensory rooms to small automation projects to medical tables. And one I'm most excited about is our own KinXYZ product. So that's a modular framing system for lean manufacturers in-house, and we're getting a lot of help in the marketing side of that, to bring that to market, because we don't have someone that's sitting on a chair ready to make fancy designs on this in terms of the marketing. So we're trying to get as much help on that as much as possible. So yeah, that's the kind of the story behind us, where we came from, and how we got here. And we're hugely grateful to Grainne and the team there, that they've supported us, kind of been bubble wrap around us when we're making these big decisions. And I would definitely recommend jumping on the Go Succeed if you want to maybe round out your team, get ideas, get that mentorship that you don't have that expertise in house. It's a huge benefit. So yeah, that's my story.
Thank you.
JB, thanks. Excuse me. Thanks so much for that. It's great to see your success. I was with you just as you decided to take that leap. And it's always inspiring to me to see people who are brave enough to kind of take that step themselves, and to see that you're thriving, and the success is personally very rewarding to have witnessed that. And congratulations to you. And we'll come to you with a few questions towards the end. But if anybody has any other questions, then please do put them into the chat. But Grainne, I'll start with yourself, if that's okay.
Okay. Yeah, no problem.
You've heard directly from JB there about how important it was to kind of take that first step and actually reach out and seek help, seek support. I think you described it as that starting a business is a very lonely place. And without Go Succeed, even just as a shoulder to cry on, it probably would have been much more difficult. But just remind people how easy it is to actually take that first step, because every journey has to start with the first step, and we're always reluctant to take it. But how easy is it?
Well, for Go Succeed, it's incredibly easy. I mean, and that's what I think the key here. There's no obligation. Just you can have a conversation first. If you feel like this is not for me. I mean, sometimes we feel, I know in Mid and East Council here, we feel like councillors almost rather than just business or advisors, but we're sort of reaching out, and we always look out for the likes of funding and grants to keep our businesses updated. But the likes of Go Succeed, it's a question of just you sign up to buy the website. It's as simple as that. Someone will be in contact with you, and the way the mentoring works, it's around you. I know Ruth will say it's 60, I think it's 60% generally face to face, but most of the mentors will work around the business themselves. So it doesn't have to be, oh my God, the time commitment. Well, I'm going to have to sit here, every single day and sit and get through these number of hours. It shouldn't be seen like that. It should be seen as like, this is the investment in time for something that will help your business ultimately. And the idea, when you come out the other end of that, you want to see outcomes as well. It's not just so much that, our funder wants to see outcomes. Your business wants to know that was beneficial, that wasn't a waste of time. And to answer your question, how easy it is, yes, it's hard. You're thinking it's always the time. I always find the biggest barrier to be, I don't have the time. I don't know. It's just this. But, if you don't take the step, it's like 6 in one hand, half a dozen in the other. If you're going to grow, you have to take the time. You have to. If you're never going to get over that hurdle if you don't take the first step. And I think just signing up will be the first thing for any business, just to even find out, what could I do next? It's a question of that. And even just the diagnostic that Ruth talks about, sitting down and finding out where your bottlenecks are, where your challenges are, and someone for a different point of view or someone come from a different place go, well, we could help you with that.
And Grainne, it's important. Obviously, JB's story is one of startup through to growth.
Yeah.
But you mentioned yourself at the start that many manufacturing businesses are already well established, and it's important, I suppose, to kind of remind those watching that Go Succeed's more than just a startup program.
Absolutely. I mean, and we did mention a couple of pillars there. I know 90% will borough, anyway, 91%, I think is the exact figure, are less than 50 employees. But majority of them, most of them probably are family-run businesses, and a lot of them have been going 20, 30 odd years. We also have a few businesses maybe over the 50, quite a few of the big businesses here, you can imagine, in the Ballymena area as well, but and they have got support as well through Go Succeed. So that, it's not just limited to small startups or somebody with an idea. Like, I think that's why a lot of people get confused, think it's like the old go for it, though it's but a new business. It's not. It's for companies that are already trading. It's to really help you expand and grow.
And particularly in the context where we have so many family-owned businesses, their trusted network tends to be people around their dinner table or in their living rooms, or the family, the father, the mother that maybe set the business up before. And actually taking that leap to bring that external source of advice, more than just your accountant and more than just your employer, is important.
And funny enough, I've done 2 businesses there recently with succession planning. The family didn't want it. The junior, the son, the daughters didn't want it. So there was succession planning involved. So it just, there's, and that was just something, you don't think about these things. You think it's all about lean manufacturing or productivity or, digital transformation. But sometimes you get something like that could be really helpful.
Yeah, things that are bugging them within their business. Absolutely.
Yeah.
And a couple of quick fire ones then, just to kind of move on to Ruth. But Grainne, you mentioned KTP projects. Go Succeed help kind of access.
We help access that and prep them for their projects. So help them then, just to caveat, Mid and East Antrim is slightly different than the other 10 councils, because our businesses work for ourselves, which are business client managers. But in the same way that the RIF and the advisors on the other end, other 10 councils, the same idea, they'll help them look at projects that they could be implementing for their KTP, which is Knowledge Transfer Partnership, and source the companies that they could work with, the higher colleges and the universities.
And then finally for yourself, Grainne, obviously we live in a world that is trying to decarbonize. Sustainability is a bigger part of, or should be a bigger part of all our business planning. There's obviously the push for net zero, not just locally, but globally as well. Many customers are saying, give me your plan for net zero, or give me your sustainability plan to manufacturers out there. But to Go Succeed help in that space, in that area as well?
Yes. Well, again, I can't speak for everyone, but we have our own program called Green to Grow, which we help businesses with up to 21 hours of support to put in place a net zero action plan. So they will have an external mentor or consultancy firm come out and put in place an action plan for them. And then also in the back end of that, help source funding grants to implement new green tech into their business. And I know for the likes of the other councils under Framework 8, that wouldn't they'd be able to do something very, very similar. It might not be a program specifically, but they'd be able to get a mentor who specialises in that sort of green tech, energy efficiency, net zero.
Brilliant. Thanks for that.
Not a problem.
Ruth, a couple of questions for yourself. I mean, you said that you're working in 9 of the 11 council areas, so you've got
7 of the 11. Yep.
How many of the 11? Sorry.
7 of the 11.
7 of the 11. Yeah. Well, maybe you'll pick up the other 2 by the time this is over. But I mean, that gives you a very unique insight across Northern Ireland in terms of what businesses are facing, what are the common challenges, what are the things that bug them, that are keeping them awake at night. And can you give us a kind of insight into the sort of work that you've been doing that's kind of common themes about whether you're in the southeast or in the northwest or anywhere in between?
Yeah. Well, I think there's things, there's opportunities that people are trying to grapple with at the moment. So a big one that we're seeing is how businesses should use AI, in their business. So is it a tool that is useful for them? Yes. Can it be a waste of time? Yes. Can it be a distraction? Yes. So we do find that a lot of, particularly in the masterclass attendance, we're finding businesses kind of trying to work out what they can do on AI versus what's best done without it. So that's one big area. I suppose we are seeing there's a bit of a confidence shake in some sectors at the moment. I think anyone that is kind of a big exporting focus, what's happening in the US is definitely kind of maybe impacted on sort of business confidence. And so we're seeing businesses looking at, so for example, opportunities on the island of Ireland. So we're seeing a lot of Northern Ireland businesses kind of saying, okay, well, rather than just always looking at the further away export markets, where's my opportunity closer to home? So the all island trade is doing very well, and we see businesses kind of looking at those closer to home export opportunities. And I think there's always we know there was a rise in employer national insurance, and businesses really just find that their costs they continue to rise. The costs never seem to go down; they're always going up. So looking at efficiencies, looking at productivity and improvements, and looking at trying to increase the sales at the top end and reduce the costs at the bottom end. So not necessarily groundbreaking stuff, but those are definitely, we're seeing a lot more businesses looking for help with kind of managing costs and winning more work at the top end.
And you said a couple of magical words in the middle of your piece, which is about this is a very practical program.
Mm-hmm.
Manufacturers, I'm sure you've bear the scars, but as well, but they're a very smart but perhaps impatient lot, to say the least. They want to get stuff done and get it done now today.
Mm-hmm.
So from your experience, what kind of reassurance can you give to people that this is a very practical program, that it is action based, and that people won't be wasting their time filling in endless reports and applications, etc., etc.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think when you think about why the program was set up, it is it's support for Northern Ireland businesses, and it's not about yes, there isn't, there's the grant support, etc., but this isn't about, well, you're getting support in order to apply for a grant, or you're doing this in order to do that. So the outcome of it is not, a really complicated business plan or, lots of documentation. What we want to see in terms of the outcomes is, have people either employed new staff, won new work, improved their productivity, have they launched a new product. So all the outcomes that we're kind of judged on through the whole program are on actually real practical achievements. And so that's the attitude that our mentors are bringing to the mentoring. It's like, okay, what can I do for you? What would you like help with, and what can we achieve together? It's not about, right, here's all the stuff you need to read in order to write this plan, or here's a load of hoops you've got to jump through. So you'll be given a mentor who's got that industry experience, or who's got that practical subject matter experience, and they really want to see you achieve things. So it's kind of, right, what do you want to do, and let's help you do it.
Great. And a final question for yourself before I come across to JB. But what would be the one piece of advice you'd give to a manufacturer in Northern Ireland who has not yet tapped into the Go Succeed programme?
Well, apply for Go Succeed, obviously. But like, what I think is, have a think about, if you were looking at the business right now, you'll know yourself the areas that you're not doing well. Or the areas that you've been, the thing that wakes you up at 2 o'clock in the morning, or the thing that you're mulling over when you're meant to be relaxing, on the weekend or whatever. I would just call up Go Succeed and identify that as an area that you want help with, and then you'll get the support. And as JB said, run the business can be really lonely. And so that mentor can kind of give you that. You'll have somebody to talk to. You'll be able to work through whatever issue it is that you have. And I think we have a hugely positive feedback that comes from all of the mentoring assignments. So what have you got to lose? I would absolutely just sign up for the support.
Thanks, Ruth. JB, do you think you'd be where you are today if you hadn't had particularly that mentoring support, but also the kind of financial interventions to allow you to make some of those investments that you were desperately needing?
No, I don't think so. Not at all. I wouldn't have made some of the decisions if I didn't have that soundboard to bounce off. And yeah, at that start, it's really important at the start to gain that confidence and gain it quickly, because it was only an idea 6 months prior, and you don't have full faith in yourself at the start. You have a confidence, but it's good to hear that from other people. Even some of the projects I was working on, sounding pricing from the finance perspective, making sure you were charging the right fees. All these things and all these discussions just help gain your confidence and little tweaks so that the decisions you're making are going to have a higher impact on the business. So no, I wouldn't be where I am today without Go Succeed. And
as part of that journey that you've been through, alongside that good source of trusted support, I mean, were there any kind of unexpected advantages or opportunities that came along, or was it just all that confirmatory stuff?
Yeah, there was. Like, I'm now an Invest in I client, and I've been able to get there sooner with Go Succeed, because they've helped ramp up what we can do, and kind of signpost, oh, you're actually ready now, whereas I thought I would have been ready maybe next year. So it's things like that are really, really good to know and be. Just have that person that's looking out for you, really, which Grainne has been to us.
And what advice would you? I'm going to come to your XY product in a second, but what advice would you give other manufacturers, other leaders in manufacturing businesses who are considering getting involved with Go Succeed?
Yeah, it's a good question, and I knew you were going to say this. So the main thing I would say is, what are you avoiding in your business that could take you to that next level? Because a lot of growth is in the thing that you're avoiding. So even at that very startup phase, I was avoiding marketing, the social media, and the finance, because I thought, oh, they'll look after themselves. I do one job, that customer will talk to the next customer, and we'll get another job in. But it doesn't really work like that. You have to put yourself out there and attack those things that you're avoiding. And if you're not the expert in it, you need to find those experts, which I was thankful to get the mentors from Go Succeed to help me with that. So yeah, look at what you're avoiding that could have a big impact on your business, and then reach out to Go Succeed and let them help you with it.
That's such a powerful but simple piece of advice. Growth is in the things that you're avoiding. I think if we all if we all took that advice on, not just in businesses but in our own lives, we'll probably be in a better place.
Yeah.
You kind of moved from essentially being or the plan was to be simply a service provider, but now you've developed your own products, given your experience in Seeding Matters, but also that lean network, but also wandering around and sorting problems and bringing solutions for other businesses. And you've developed this XY product. Where did that come from? Did Go Succeed help you with that? And what's the opportunity that exists from actually creating your own things, not just assisting businesses with solving their problems?
Yeah, so one of the key pieces of advice I give to everyone is every company should have their own product. If you're a service-based provider, you should still be thinking of how to productize your service or a physical product. So I was very wary at the start that, if I went very niche on just medical device design, which I have that background in, the medical market could turn overnight. You never know what could happen. So I was always passionate about lean, and we come up with Connect YZ, which is essentially a weld-free mechano for industry that you can make tables, workstations, racks with, and we've designed it for export. So you can flat pack it, ship, and the customer will build up their table, and it's really heavy duty compared to what's out there. So having a few conversations with Grainne and Go Succeed, you realise that there's a high export potential with this, and then that put us kind of on the radar, I suppose, of Invest NI, because that's what their main aim is, to get export growth in your business. So now Connect YZ is kind of about maybe 10% of our business. It's only just began, but there's a high potential there. And if some of the other parts of the business maybe decline, we can ramp that up. It just gives us a little bit more control. So that was the ethos behind it, to give yourself control and diversify a lot.
Well, wish you every success with it. Well, we'll wrap up now, but can I just say thanks to Grainne, Ruth, and JB for that insight. As I said at the beginning, we will share the recording and the slides of the session with everyone, that not just those that registered, but across the manufacturing community. Thank you for your time this afternoon. Continued success to Go Succeed and all of those that are working within it and who are providing support or getting support from it as well. Stephen Kelly from Manufacturing Northern Ireland. We'll catch you along at the next time. Thanks very much.
Thank you. Thanks.
Thanks, Stephen. Cheerio.